What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing the second part of the Victory bike. So we're going to be installing a timing wheel in the bike. That's this guy right here. So far you guys have seen me do the pipes on the bike, and other than that I've left everything stock as I got it. The pipes have been on now for about 150, 200 miles, and it has thrown an O2 sensor light. It came on and then it went back off. And then it came back on again, so I'm not sure what to expect with that. They advertise this as not throwing any codes, but these bikes in particular are notorious for throwing some O2 sensor plugs or O2 sensor codes. So the check engine light has been coming on and off steadily. Not a big deal. It just isn't like what it's seeing because they're so short. So I did talk to the tuners because this bike is going to be going to get tuned soon. The O2 sensors, they told me to leave them alone for now. There is a way to get around these on the 16 and 17 models. There is a specific O2 sensor that goes to a 4-plug harness, and one of those wires you can actually disconnect, and it basically disables the O2 sensors but still keeps them hooked up enough to not throw a light. If you unhook the whole O2 sensor, it will throw a check engine light and it'll stay on 16 and 17 models. On 15 and below, on a 2-wire O2 sensor, you can just unplug them and leave them hanging, from what I've read, and it won't throw any check engine lights. But with these newer ones, it went to a 4-wire system, and you have to do something a little bit different. So we're not going to do that. We're going to leave these alone and cross that bridge when we get to it, because it does mess with the fuel mixture of the bike if you're going to start messing with O2 sensors, because it changes the fuel mixture based off of what's happening inside of the exhaust. In my application today, we're going to be pulling this side cover off right here. It is 6 bolts that are 5mm Allen keys. You don't have to drain the oil to the bike. You don't have to do anything. You should be able to just zip these off, pull the cover off, set it to the side, and put this timing wheel on. So right now, I've had this out for a couple weeks, honestly, sitting on my bench, and it does have a little bit of surface rust on it. So I'm just going to take this apart, zip it on a wire wheel real quick, clear this rust off, and then I'm going to explain to you guys just a little bit on how this works, and then we're going to pull this bike apart and get started. All right, so here we have the timing wheel, guys. The way this works, super simple. First of all, it is keyed. So you have a key right there, so you can't install this incorrectly. So basically you have a double dial system here, so you can either advance or retard the timing on the bike. You can go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 degrees retard or 8 degrees advance. So basically right here, your line in the middle here, 0 on your dash is 0, and then your first degree here is going to be advanced 1 degree, 2 degrees, and as you turn this, 3 degrees, 4 degrees, and so on and so forth. And then basically this missing key right here, or this missing notch, this is what the actual sensor reads spinning inside of the bike to tell the bike what the timing is at. The only thing about this is this only changes the timing on the bike below 2,500 RPMs. After that, the ECU or PCM or fuel controller, power commander, whatever you have will take over. So this is basically just 100% for low-end torque. Supposedly, without any sort of tune, not only will this not throw a check engine light, but this will increase your overall torque and horsepower by anywhere from like 2 to 4 throughout the entire rev range, but especially in that low-end rev range where these bikes kind of lack a little bit. I did already gain quite a bit of power down low with the pipes, so it'll be interesting to see what this kind of does. So they suggest setting this at around 2 to 4 degrees. Now, I already called the tune shop, the dyno shop that I'm going to be going to, and asked them what they would like for me to do. And they told me to go ahead and set this at 4 degrees, which is also what Lloyds, the person who makes this, suggests for about 90% of their bikes. So we're going to set this guy to 4 degrees. So we're going to line up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. These 2 guys right here. See if you can see that. These 2 guys right here. Put it at 4 degrees. I'm going to put blue thread locker on these. Torque these down to 8 foot-pounds of torque. You definitely don't want to under or over tighten these, because if you under tighten them, this can get loose in the motor and you're going to have a whole ton of problems. So blue thread locker, 8 foot-pounds of torque. This thing will be ready to throw on. I'm going to get this set first, set my timing, lock it down, and then I'm going to pull the bike apart and show you guys what's going on. All right, so we got the bike tilted over, just on the kickstand, nothing special. It is in gear, I believe. If it's not, I'll put it in gear. It's a 5mm Allen key. We're going to loosen these with a ratchet first, and then we're going to zip them off real quick with a gun. Set this to the side. for this one over here, you will have to either push the brake pedal down to get your tool in there, like so. Push down, get in, or you'll have to pull this off. It's only 2 bolts down here, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. You might as well just take it off, honestly, to avoid getting in here crooked and stripping these bolts. I've seen a lot of people where their exhaust is in the way of this bolt, and you have to take it off, and I thought I was gonna get lucky with my pipes, but this bolt down here, if we get in close here and take a look, it is just barely not gonna clear this heat shield. So I'm gonna rip this heat shield off real quick and see if that will give me enough clearance to pull this bolt all the way out. They are a little bit on the longer side, so I need that much clearance to get them out. So I'm gonna yank this heat shield off, see if I can't get this bolt out and snap this cover off, and I'll pick you guys right back up. All right, so I got this heat shield ripped off. I'm not entirely sure. It's real close. It's like rubbing on the pipes. It looks like I have just enough by the skin on my teeth to get that out of there. So I am definitely feeling lucky right now. So we're gonna try to pull this off here. I don't know how easy or not this is gonna come off. There it goes. Let's see what this is. All right, so we can't go too far. So right here, all this wiring is gonna be your sensor for your actual timing. You can see your notch I was talking about earlier is right here. So we're just gonna leave this set to the side right here. We're gonna pull this off. We're gonna get this gasket off, replace it, get the new wheel installed, and I'll pick you back up when we do that. All right, so the gear is installed as you see. I scraped all the gasket off with a razor blade. Honestly, that is 100% the worst part so far. And we're gonna torque this down to 17 foot-pounds, again with a 13 millimeter. So we're gonna snap this guy on here real quick. And right there, and that's it. So we're gonna make sure the wiring is tucked in here nice and neat still. These have both been torqued down. These are 10 millimeter bolts. Again, blue Loctite on all 3. 10 millimeter hooked down to 8 foot-pounds of torque, or 96 inch-pounds if you have a certain wrench. 13 millimeter bolt, 17 foot-pounds, set to 4 degrees advanced timing. Gasket is on. Everything's good to go. We're gonna ensure the wiring is here for the cam sensor. Put this back on, zip it down, and see what happens. And just like that, we're back on. We're cleaned up, heat shield's back on. Everything is good to go. I fired it up for a second to see if it leaked. Did not look like it was leaking. So I've not ridden it yet, but I will see how this thing rides here in a minute. The other thing I did off camera, just real quick, was I changed the spark plug wires. I didn't really think it was necessary to film that. They're literally like 6 inches long. 1, 2, super easy. I just wanted these nice orange ones just to pop a little bit on the bike. So we're gonna fire this up real quick. God damn, that thing's loud. No check engine lights as of yet. I'll have to try it out and see what the torque is on the bottom end, if it does anything else. That should about do it for this video, guys. I've only seen a couple of people do the Lloyd's cam install, or timing gear, I should say. Once again, it is all done. Here's my stock gear. I'm gonna ride this around and maybe do a vlog here pretty quick about how this thing is feeling. The next thing that's gonna happen is the intake. It's gonna go, all this is gonna come out, gas tank's gonna come off, cold air intake's gonna go on, and then I have to install a power commander with a adjustable map switch on the handlebars so I can run 2 separate maps. And then after those things, it is gonna be ready to take to the dyno and get professionally tuned. And I'm hoping I can get some footage of that. I don't know how cool or not cool they're gonna be. Otherwise, guys, if you like victory motorcycles, if you like working on cool shit, stay tuned, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Consider sharing it to somebody else. I will get this thing wrapped up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.